Good day, mates. Now, perhaps you're wondering, why do I say good day, mates? For a Native American to say good day, mates is not very common. But let me just kind of back you up with the history a little bit for myself, or of myself. Back in 1985 through 87, I lived in Sydney, Australia for 2 years. So that's why I greet you as good day, mates, and I feel like you're my mates as well. And I hope you feel the same way from me. Today, or this evening, it could be morning for you, could be mid-afternoon for you, or it could be in the evening for you. Wherever you are in this world, I greet you as your friend, as your teacher, and then as your brother, or father, or grandfather. However, today we're going to talk about how I deal with my fears. And how do somebody deal with your fears? The way you deal with your fears is probably different the way I deal with mine. But I'm sure, nonetheless, we accomplish the same thing in the long run. So before we start how I deal with fear, I'd like to tell you a story. Have you ever heard of Jack Canfield? Well, you might have heard of him before, or you might have seen his books, or you might have read his books. But Jack Canfield is the one that came up with the Chicken Soup books, and then he also later on wrote books, and out of that he became a writer and a speaker. But anyway, one day Jack Canfield said this: every time I go before some people to do a presentation, he said, I usually take out $100 bill and hold it up and says, who wants this $100 bill? And then everybody holler and scream, says, hey, I want it over here, over here. And then people like, hey, over here, over here. But then he said, who wants this $100 bill? He said, every now and then somebody would get out of their seat, walk over and get the $100 bill from him and just sit back down. After the person sits back down, he asks the questions, and it's an interesting question. He asked the audience, what did that person did differently than all the rest of you? And some people would say, well, he got up and walked to you. Yes, but I'm looking for one word. What is that word? And they're like, oh, well, he moved. Yeah, of course he moved. He walked up to you. Yeah, of course he did. And then they say, he took action. That's a big difference. Because he got up and he took action, and he's $100 richer than all of you guys this evening. So, and that's how I deal with my fear. I take actions, and actions are important. But let me tell you what I mean by that. One day, I was checking on an individual, and I got off my unit. I walked up to him, and I said, "Hey, how you doing, brother?" And he didn't receive me well, because I am in a uniform. I have a badge. I have a gun. I'm here to harass him. At least that's what he thought. And then he said, I said, "How you doing, brother?" He said, "None of your damn business." So, okay, that's fine. But I said, I'm not asking you for that. I just want to see how you're doing. I could notice by now that he was under the influence of liquor. And this guy's about my size, but wider than me and stockier than me. And this guy's a lot stronger and younger. So again, I said, what are you doing here? And before he could answer the questions, I made my move. And then in several video earlier, I introduced a principle called where the head goes, the body follows. And that's what I did. I applied that technique. I applied that principle on him, and I took him to the ground. So what happened is he hit his front body on the ground, but also gravity helped me by doing that. And then I was able to see a hand. I did a wrist lock on it, took off my handcuff him, And I did the same thing with the other hand. So this is how I dealt with my fears. So I always took action. If I'm afraid of something, I want to accomplish something, I always take action. After you take actions, everything seems to fall into place. There's a Chinese proverb that said this: how are you going to accomplish 1,000 miles of journey? And of course the answer is one step at a time. You know, you don't have to have big huge goals or big huge plan to accomplish anything. You know, it says one step at a time. And that's how you can manage your fear. And that's how I manage my fear. I manage my fear but one small step at a time until I accomplish what I need. A lot of us have dreams, and dreams are okay. Dreams are good to have. So by being said that, that's how I deal with my fear. I take action, and then I follow through with one step at a time, whatever that might be. So I'm hoping and praying that this also help you, and that you could probably use the same idea that I use. Enjoy your day.